Welcome back, everybody. It's been a couple of weeks. Well, yeah, it has. But welcome back once again to Kureon. I am, of course, your dungeon master, and this is my rather warm party, or at least most of them. One of us lives in a basement flat and actually has
I'm fine.
some cold air, and yeah. But we are, of course, back, and I forgot to ask everyone if they had any announcements. So does anyone have any announcements?
I have the usual announcements. I just did actually do a session on Friday with the couple of victims in the vaults, and the next one is going to be, I think, August 31st. So if you're anywhere in Edinburgh, or if you want to come during the Fringe and need to escape to some peace and quiet, which during the Fringe is very likely, come join me in the Blair Street Vaults with Meerkat Tours and play D&D Underground, where it's haunted after midnight. What could go wrong?
Yeah, what could go wrong? Anything else? Any other announcements?
As you can probably surmise, because we're live, streams are back after my week holiday, so we are back on our usual schedule up until August the 20th when I go to Canada for nearly 3 weeks, but I will be trying to stream while I'm in Canada, but for the time being, we're back. That's me.
All right, and as for Bite Club, that is not happening next week, is it?
No.
No, because you will be
on Scraticus's channel. Thank you, Stu, for reminding me. I'll be playing in a one-shot on Scraticus's channel on the 1st of August. I think it's around this time, but I will post up all the times and dates and stuff on Twitter, and I will talk about it on stream.
Yes. And that is
when I remember what it is.
Scraticus _ on Twitter if you want to keep up with anything Scrat does. He's really good people. And yeah, if you play on his stream, he might just message you randomly during the day on another day, being like, hey, can you play in like an hour? So have fun with that. But for now, we are going to play D&D right here. And we are going to do a quick recap before we begin with the next chapter of our adventurous tale. So, last time, our adventurous party found themselves on their way out of Dalneln. They were finishing up the last few things they had to do before they left the city and journeyed on to greater pastures, including buying a map, which they finally, after much rigmarole, managed to do. They acquired some new magical items, arrows and such, and they witnessed a riot, or the beginnings of a riot, as the new March Lord was sworn in to the city. And they also witnessed the appearance for the first time of Lady Maria Valgarian. However, they were intent on getting out of the city, as their time in Dalneln, they had decided it had time to move on. But before they went, Gunn found herself in a tavern in Valen's Corner, where she, by happenstance, met the snake, Yohal Gruin, the assassin who was said to have killed Namari's mother. After an elaborate plan was concocted, Namari ignored that, carved his symbol into her door, and kidnapped him alongside the rest of the party before murdering him in the back of their wagon as they bust through the gates of Dalneln out into the wilderness once more. The session ended as the snake, his remains seemed to sink through the floor or into the earth below, but not before he divulged some information on a woman known as the Silver Frame, seemingly his boss in Laugren, the city in Karamsgate. But for now, our party seems to be intent in journeying forward towards Bangladesh, not without a little stop-off at some nearby ruins known as Broken Ilzan. And we'll pick up today's session just as the snake's body disappears through the floor in front of you and vanishes, the earth being undisturbed on top. No signs of blood nor movement of dirt, nothing. He just seems sort of sunk through the floor.
Part of me says that's not a good sign.
Nope.
Another part of me says that's future Namari's problem. I need a map. And I turn around to, because I'm assuming Tristan has the map, to walk up to Tristan. The map, please.
I take out the map
And
and
I
just unravel it.
roll it up and look for Logren, the city he mentioned.
Yeah, and you see it is pretty much in the middle of the continent, is Labrin. It's in the upper middle. It's in the region known as Karamsgate, which is a valley region in the center of Kara.
It's not exactly on the way.
Nope. Gives us plenty of time to think about what we're doing on the way.
I'm not expecting any of you to go there just because of me, but
No.
I will eventually. Go there and do what I have to do.
So, what are you all doing now? You have the cart, you have the horses, Captain Colt and Pimento.
It's such like a down like mood in the party because we've just done a
Thanks,
murder, but then ultimately just gone. Captain Colt and Pimento.
Who named the horses?
We did.
I think it was a joint effort of stupidity and.
I never left the cart, so I guess I'm still waiting for everyone.
Yeah.
I'll hop in the cart, but I'll be keeping an eye on Namari.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
Who's driving then?
Ronan, he's
Ronan's-
the animal boy.
Ronan is your
Designated driver.
your coach driver.
Yeah. I last session I left those two and just went back to the cart, so I'd be just sitting in my seat anyway.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So,
I'll be playing with a ring, staring into
Alright.
nothingness.
where are you heading specifically? Or what exactly are you doing in the current moment?
We were gonna go to Broken Hills then, right?
Yeah,
That's
well,
my
we're gonna
mom.
go see the rocks that make you throw up.
Yeah,
Yeah, and at the very least, we
That
can't
was-
just.
it's such sharp.
Yeah, such
Sure.
was
Yeah.
throw up. Yeah.
We were basically gonna go to Bangladesh, but do a bunch of shit along the way, right?
Mhm.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
You were going to go down to Galmore and Sudshar, and then onwards to Pinevale, and then from Pinevale you were going to find a way to make your way to Bangladesh.
Do some sightseeing.
All right.
I mean, that plan still sounds good to me.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else you want to do at the current moment?
By the roadside, not really.
Can I just look off into the distance towards Dalneln and just make sure that it's still a quiet day?
Yeah, it doesn't appear like anyone has followed you out of the city, if that's what you're trying to figure out. Yeah. The gates are shut. There's no one riding out towards you or anything. You can give me a perception check if you want to look to see if anyone's, hidden and trying to follow you.
Ooh, that's really good. Perception.
Yeah.
23.
From what you can see, it doesn't look like anyone is following you. No one has come out. There's no one in the bushes or the small clumps of trees around you. And apart from that, this area that you're in, the Verdemark, this large expanse here, is quite open mostly. So it'd be hard for someone to follow you without you seeing them, because it's like wide open reaches of grassland.
Okay, cool.
So
Yeah,
they'd have to
okay.
duck between like wild horses and like other wild animals to have any sense of cover. So
Didn't drag me away.
I get into the cart.
yes, you do. All right. So you making your way towards Broken Hills, then?
Mhm.
All
Yeah.
right.
See
So
some ghosts.
the journey It's not long before you can see Broken Elzan from where you are. And as it appears upon the horizon, you see this large, about the size of a small city ruin, no more than, maybe like 10 miles out from Dalneln, and is the ruins of another entire city. And as you see now this crumbled ruin, think a lot like Osgiliath in Lord of the Rings. All of the wood has rotted away, so the buildings are just fallen heaps of rubble and any of the stonework that remains. But what you can see is the large perimeter wall, the completely circular perimeter wall that surrounds this city is still fully intact. So it's kind of oddly intact. It's crumbling as you get closer, and it starts to have some detail coming to view. It's crumbling to some degree, but it's more like like drywall, the plaster coming off like a drywall, rather than revealing brick below, as opposed to like large sections of wall crumbling in. Whereas the interior city is very much, the bits that you can see that poke out over the walls are very much crumbled over. There's a large spire that appears to have fallen down in the center of the city that looks to be like where the Capitol building was. But for the most part, it's a ruin, save for the wall around the outside.
Is there like a gate?
There is, yeah.
I mean, it sounds like we might as well just have an explore. Like, we're kind of on holiday.
How many holidays start out with a murder?
More than you'd think.
Abduction and murder too.
More than you'd think.
Okay, the holiday started after that.
You did a murder, and to get over it, to chill the
holiday.
mood, you went on holiday. Yeah.
To a spooky, ruined city. We're so good at this. So relaxing.
We just finished a harrowing experience in which we journeyed to another plane. Ooh, let's go to the city apparently full of ghosts.
That's fine.
So are you heading towards the gate?
Yeah.
The gatehouse. Yeah. Okay. So as you get closer and you pull the cart up, you notice, Ronan, that the horses are getting kind of antsy and jumpy here. They're tugging at the reins, pulling their heads to one side, and pulling back as if they seem scared or nervous. And you can see that the large gate has the wood has rotted away, but you can see the metal bars, which would have been part of the gate, are still there. It creates this eerie look of these four spikes, essentially, that go towards the center of this gate that you can, where this gate once stood, where you can walk through. And sat by the gate is a figure in a long, very ragged-looking sort of old cloth robe, this brown sort of robes, with a hood over their face, and you can see there's a staff, like a gnarled wooden staff, which is positioned up against the wall behind him.
I'm still sort of in a state in the carriage.
I point at the horses, kind of freaking out, and I look at everyone with like a smoke, like knowing look, and think, that'll be the ghosts.
No, Tilly, they're horses.
I'm scaring them, I mean, obviously.
Oh.
I grab my weapons and just hop out.
Okay. So
So much for creepy things.
and of hope.
UK ice cream was
That was the match of the day.
scaring the shit out of me.
Look, if I don't have this window open, I will die.
I was making a reference to your old ice cream van, Susie, that plays Land of Hope and Glory with the broken speaker. But anyway, so you hop out the side, and the figure by the gate seems to make no motion to come forward to you. And you notice that as you land, you can hear that crunch of dead grass. And as you look now, emanating around outside of this city, it's sort of like this gradient as the grass goes from dead to alive as you move away from the city. And it's quite a quick fall off, maybe a good like 50 feet at most before it becomes living in some way. But there's this clear, very perfect fall off of death around this city.
Hey, Ronan, cover me. I'm gonna go talk to the spooky thing. I say as I walk past Ronan.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. So as you walk towards the figure, they still sit there, their heads slightly down, and they're not looking up at you or anything. They've got their hands sort of in, like their hands locked in front of them, but there's the long sleeves covering over, so you can't actually see the hands.
Oh. So I was just gonna ask if they've actually got hands or if it's like bones.
Yeah, there's long
But
sleeves
you can't
covering.
see. Okay. When I'm about like 10, 15 feet away, I'll be like, hello?
You see the head lifts, and you see it is a person in there. It's a very old-looking gentleman with very dark. He's black, and he's got a rough grey beard, and you can see just little bits from his hair poking out the back. He's got long grey dreadlocks, but the most piercing, bright blue eyes. The very, very blue eyes. And as he looks up, he goes, "Ah, good day to you."
Hi. What are you doing here?
Watching.
For what?
Foolhardy travelers who would seek to come in the ruins unprepared. It is dangerous. But I see you are prepared.
I am. Dangerous how? I mean, I already know it is. Well, they say it's dangerous, but...
An ancient foul evil took over this place. Long ago.
What kind of evil are we talking about? Like spooky dead stuff? Or like, I mean, probably dead stuff.
An evil which has not been truly known about for a long time. Hidden away.
Huh. Weirdly enough, that's kind of our speciality.
That is comforting. Perhaps at long last you may end the curse on this place.
What's your name?
I am Atrophenius.
Cool. So, no, I don't know. So you just sit here and just wait for people to turn up?
Yes.
Then what?
If they are unprepared, I advise that they turn back. Not all listen. But I am but an old man. There is not much I can do to actually stop them. I can only give my counsel.
So, is that all you do? Just sit here and tell people, don't go in, it's bad in there. Why aren't you being attacked by whatever's in here?
I am not in there. I am here.
So they're constrained by these walls?
Yes.
Or whatever it is.
Said to be the last defiant act of whoever once lived here.
Do you not have a home, a family, somewhere you should be?
Perhaps I did once. But this is my duty now. And it is one I do gladly.
But
Many
why?
have lost. Many have been lost to this place and others like it. Scattered remnants of old civilizations are dangerous in Gowran.
So I'm just struggling to understand why you would do this. I mean, obviously there's the honor and doing the right thing, but is there not some higher purpose to this? Are you part of an organization, part of a guild, part of a group, something? Part of religion?
I am not. Though I give my homage, my thanks to the gods. I am not affiliated with any religion.
Weird.
I simply, as you say, do the right thing.
Commendable.
I thank you.
Well, as you probably guessed, we're gonna go in there.
Take heed of my warning, though you are prepared. This place is dangerous.
Could you, like, just keep an eye on our horses for us while we go in? If we just tie them up here, can you just make sure, like,
They will come to no harm.
Thank you. Well, it's weird. It's been nice to see you, meet you.
A pleasure to meet you as well. I hope we will get the chance to do it again.
For sure. And then, once we've sorted this place out, you can go and do something that's not sitting by a crumbling city.
Perhaps that is the case.
Cool. All right. So I'll
Perhaps
just
you, as you say, are my higher purpose.
Wouldn't that be something? I turn away and go back to the cart with these guys. So there's just like this guy who just sits there and just goes, "Hey, it's spooky in there. Be careful. It's dangerous."
That seems alright.
Does it?
I mean, someone has to do it.
Do they?
I'm not going to judge anyone else for their life choices, even though that seems a bit dull.
That means there's less people walking in there getting eaten by ghosts.
He's just sitting there like there's no books. He doesn't. He's just sitting there like, how is he just not bored out of his skull?
I mean, he probably saw us coming along the road from a while off. I bet he has big bones or something.
Anyway, he said he'd look after the horses for us while we were in there. So.
That's good.
But he made sure that we knew it was very dangerous in there. Ancient
I'm
evil
sure.
or something.
Yeah, we've done that before.
That's what I said. I said it's our speciality and we've got it covered. So we all ready to go?
I think so.
Yeah.
When we go in, I do wanna quickly lean over and say, "You're not go- so. What are the chances you're gonna stab us in the back, steal the horses, or you're working with whatever's inside there?"
I couldn't stab us in the back. There's 6 of us.
No,
5
the-
of us.
Are you saying this to the old man?
Yeah.
I would not do such a thing. It's not in my interests.
That's exactly what someone who would do such a thing would say. Insight check.
Sure.
Be convinced.
Not bad. 20, not natural.
There's a stern, sort of a very stoic understanding to his face that gives you this idea that he's not the sort of person that would do such a thing. It's weird. It's a face you've rarely seen in your lifetime. You've always seen people that look like, I could stab you if I felt like it. But there's been a couple of people you've seen in your life that have this undertone to their expression constantly, which makes you think their morals are too high for them to try anything like that.
Those people freak me out. He seems honest, which is suspicious, but he seems honest. Also, nothing we can do about it.
Well, here we go.
Go, kill some things.
Straight off the head of everyone. Just fucking went on.
And then, and as you leave, he stands up and he's like, "Heed my warning once more."
Yeah, we know.
Okay. So as you walk past him and into the city, the streets here are littered with the rubble left over from whatever befell this place long ago and the ravages of time. But eerily, unlike many other ruins you've seen, no plant life grows in the remains, no grass flickers from between stones, and no vines constrict old bricks. It is all dead in here, bleached white by the sun. The remains of this city are stark, like an ancient skeleton. And it's not long after you begin walking that you're filled with this sense of unease. The old architecture, which those of you that are learned to some degree would know as very elvish, now broken, creates this strange, twisted landscape as you walk through it. And even though the rain happened in the past few days, your footsteps still crunch underneath the dry, dusty gravel that makes up the streets at this point. And there's this feeling at the back of your neck, like you're being watched.
What are we doing here again?
Just like looking around.
Yeah, we kind of just pointed to it on a map, heard there was spooky shit there, and decided we wanted to stick our noses in it.
Yeah, that seemed interesting. I mean, I don't know much about ghosts, but this looks like a place ghosts would be.
Tilly's really into ghosts. Apparently, this is one thing I'm learning about Tilly today.
Tilly's very excited, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, we're all about...
I mean, you can't punch ghosts. That's interesting.
Well, yes, but also not good considering.
Well, I mean, that's what you people are for.
You begin to hear a bell ringing from up the street. A small bell. Ting ting. Ting ting. Ting ting.
Probably.
Does it sound like that? Is there a particular rhythm to it, or does it seem as though it could be wind blowing?
Sounds like a town crier's bell.
Okay.
Okay, so here's a question. Does it sound normal? Or does it have that weird ghostly echo reverb?
Is it an ethereal bell? Which is the name of my new metal band.
Yeah, what effects have been overlaid over this bell?
No, it sounds like a normal bell.
Okay.
Yes.
Someone's not shouting like "Bring out your dead" or anything like that.
Not from when you can hear it. Just sounds like a town crier's bell.
Okay.
Are we at WrestleMania?
This is where the Undertaker lives.
Where does he have his bike stored?
Well, we just gonna stand here, or are we gonna go
Let's go.
check out what that was?
I am just gonna pull my my cudgel out. Just
Okay.
Just so I've got it.
Yeah.
You know, comfort cudgel.
All right. Okay.
As we're going as well, what type of... You said elven like architecture, but is it quite a high buildings?
It looks like it once was. And it looks like there perhaps this was multi-tiered, so the ground level was only one layer of streets, and there would be bridges between buildings. And you can notice that some of them have fallen across the lower areas now, but this place is obviously a ruin, a very old ruin. And you've seen elven architecture in paintings. You've maybe seen the odd building around. There's a couple of them in Dalneln. And elven architecture is usually wooden, but with stone as sort of the wall material, but the supports and the main structure of it is all a heavy wood. And you've heard tales of elves grow this wood to like specifically into shapes to make buildings out of, but you've never actually seen an elven building being built.
Okay. I was just wondering because if it is still quite tall, or as though someone could get up and look down on us, I'll be specifically looking up as we walk in.
Yeah, okay. Make a perception check then for me.
16.
Okay, so you look around and you can't see any figures or creatures or ghostly apparitions sat on the tops of piles of rubble and old buildings. In fact, you notice that you can't see any living creature. No birds seem to fly overhead. You cannot hear the bird song. There's no sounds of insects, no calls of animals. It is, save for the crunching of your footsteps upon the floor here, it is dead silent, apart from that piercing bell.
Okay.
Let's go towards the spooky.
Yeah, let's do the stupid thing.
Seems legit.
I take the magpie out of the pocket dimension.
Okay, magpie sits on your shoulder as it does.
To send it ahead.
Okay.
Or are we just going to do the spooky thing?
Is it maybe better if one of us or something like doesn't be with everybody immediately? Like if I try and go off to the side somewhere?
Clanking. Sounds smart. Doesn't sound like us, but sounds smart.
Are we going to be doing some reconnaissance soon as well?
I hope not.
Like actual reconnaissance?
I mean, we're doing it now.
I'll send this to the magpie.
Okay.
I'm trying to find a parallel path, like something that moves alongside.
Yeah, I mean, you can clamber across the buildings. It's ruined to such a degree. This is more like climbing rocks than it is like parkour. So give me an athletics check.
Oh, that's a natural 20 with a -2.
That's a natural 20, though. So you clamber up onto the buildings nearby, and as you get up to a higher point here, you can see that this bottom tier here appears to be like staggered circles. So there's one path, and then it goes into another path, and into another path. But what you can see is that there is this central pillar that you could see from the outside was fallen over, this big, like, tall citadel. You can see the entrance to that, and it is, in contrast to everything else around it, it still has something that's not stone. And it has this gilded metal, like, door frame into this central thing here, and it sits upon this, like, big plinth, like, steps going up to it, like an academy step. And that's in the center of the city. And you can see the huge spire which sticks out from the top of it has snapped and fallen off and has broken off and blocked one side of the city off.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep, moving along up here.
Okay.
Let the rest find their way.
Yeah. All right. So as the magpie flies out in front of you, it doesn't see anything. It sees ruined buildings.
Seems alright.
I mean, I doubt it is given where we are, but let's keep looking.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Okay. So as you step forward, the ringing continues and it seems to get closer and closer until you can see rounding the corner is a figure. Transparent, almost completely transparent. No sense of color to them. It's all like that slight bluish tinge, but save for the eyes, which are these wispy purple streaks seem to come off the eyes as they move. And in their hand is a bell. And they seem to be holding up as if they're holding up something in the other hand, and their mouth is mouthing as if speaking, but no words come out.
Huh. Ghost.
Holy
I
shit.
don't know what that is.
An actual ghost.
Huh.
What is it?
It's...
Can I see what he's saying?
You can, and you. So this is a very ancient dialect of Elvish here. So it's kind of hard for you to make out exactly what it's saying, but you can get the gist of it, right? It's like knowing Italian and trying to see Latin. You can figure out some words, and it appears to be talking about festival in 2 days, and then you see the particular word seed growth, and then it seems quite cheery news.
I'd relay that to everyone else.
Do
The
you think
amount of festivals in this area is a bit
Right?
staggering.
Is this the party area of the continent?
Definitely.
Wait, you don't have lots of festivals where you come from?
It's kind of difficult to tell when a festival starts and ends. We kind of just drink a lot.
And the two
Yeah,
other
I know.
people that stood next to you are from here.
Hey, do you think it just kind of spends all the time walking around talking about this festival?
Do you think it knows it's a ghost?
It's one way to find out.
Hey, ghost!
Damn it.
The ghost does not seem to respond to you.
I walk up to the ghost. Go,
Okay.
Hi.
Doesn't seem to get a response.
Put your hand in it.
You put your hand in it.
I put my hand in the ghost.
Okay, you put your hand through the ghost, and the ghost vanishes. And the bell, ting, 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 ting.
Ooh, free bell. I pick up the bell.
That's not what
You have a bell, a town crier's bell.
But where's the dangerous part?
I look around and go to ting.
Oh god.
What if I do it 3 times? To ting.
Go on
Okay.
then.
The world ends. No, nothing happens.
I figured because bells are not Beetlejuice.
That is true.
Wait, is Beetlejuice in this universe?
In every
Quick,
universe.
Someone say it one more time. We've said it 3 times then.
Thing.
Theresa May, Theresa May, Theresa May.
Oh,
Ah!
wow.
I throw the bell to Gun.
Why have I got... Why? All right.
We touched
Further
the
down
go.
the street, you hear ting, ting, ting.
We could get so many bells.
What about any whistles?
Yeah, there must be more
I
going
throw
on
the
than
bell at Tristan's head. I don't. I want to, but I don't.
we kill him.
Oh, you can. He's got the bag of holding.
Do
There
we
must be
want to
more going on.
collect bells? Is this?
I don't think
Are we
so.
going to quit adventuring, open a tavern, and sell bells?
No, we're gonna sell amazing merchandise from haunted places.
No, the
Genuinely
tavern's called the Bell End.
Nice.
So,
Petition to name our tavern the Bell End.
I am here for that.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's done. It is done. It is done.
We could also have a monthly newspaper where we detail the shenanigans, and we could call it the Bell Enders.
we get to carry on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there anything else in this street that we can see? Is at the sound of the bell, do we see like other, perhaps ghostly apparitions going about their business?
Right now, no. But that does strike you as odd.
Hmm. Yeah, if this guy was out here doing their thing that they would have done when they were alive, where's everybody else?
Well, we can hear another bell, can't we?
We need to follow the bell. Maybe. I don't know. Can I share something?
Before
see.
we do that, I have a bit of an idea. We've just got a new map, so maybe we play it safe and try and make one ourselves. Namari, could you send the magpie as high up as you can
Sure.
and have it look down? And if I give you a piece of paper, try and rudimentary give us a sort of layout of the city, maybe.
I can send Magpie around 100 feet and look through their eyes.
Just to give us an idea of the shape of the city. Because obviously we can kind of see it on this map, but being in it's different.
Okay. So you send the magpie up, and 100 feet's enough to get a rudimentary idea of it. You can see the basic. Like you can't see the entire city because obviously the city's quite large, and 100 feet up in the scale of a city is not that high. But to give an imagery of the shape, it's like a crosshair. It looks like a crosshair. It's the circle, and then it's the 4 pieces go into the center. And where the dot on a crosshair is in the middle, that is the remains of this large spire.
Okay. And how far away from the spire are we?
So it's like multiple rings going into the center, and you're on the outer ring now, and there's 3 rings before the center ring. So including the ring you're on. So it's ring, 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 spire.
Okay, cool. Just so we've got a reference for if these bells are leading us anywhere in particular. If we know if they're leading us further in or around somewhere, I don't know. I just feel a bit safer knowing a little bit more about where we're going. What with it being very dead around here right now. So are we following the bells, I assume?
I mean, I don't really see anything else happening. Maybe
Okay.
maybe there isn't more ghosts because maybe like the bell ringers had unfinished business or something.
Maybe, or
What?
maybe it's daytime. I don't know if ghosts are nocturnal, but the spooky stories are usually at midnight.
I mean, these ones aren't clearly.
Well, these ones don't seem to be attacking us, so maybe the nice ghosts can come out in the day.
Man, though, I'd be pissed off if my spirit came back because there was one last bit of news I didn't get out before I died, and now I have to just be in my job in the afterlife. That would suck.
Yeah. Well, maybe the next one we can actually ask.
Oh, they didn't respond to anybody.
No.
They were like... Anyway, let's follow this bell. What could go wrong? Even though it's most definitely a trap.
Okay. So you follow around, and eventually in the distance again, you see a similar silhouette. However, this time, as opposed to that sort of soft, translucent blue from before, it seems slightly more tinted towards purple from this distance. And the bell seems to be ringing with a slight more irregularity to it. But it's too far round the bend right now for you to be able to see it properly.
Are we going to steal the bell off this one too? Or we got something else in mind?
Well, let's get closer and see if we can figure things out first.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind though, just walk behind me. Because I don't want you guys to just get knocked out with one ghost punch.
Wow.
I mean, no, I can't punch a ghost.
They might be able to punch you.
That doesn't seem fair.
A punch ghost?
What if ghosts don't punch you, and what if they just punch your ghost? Meaning we're all susceptible.
Punch ghosts fighting
That
other
would be
ghosts.
useless.
Anyway, I need to see their face, just in case this one's talking as well.
Okay, so as you get closer, it begins to become obvious that this figure is not in as good faculty as the previous one. The same sort of wispy purple aura that came off the eyes of the previous one appears to emanate from this entire figure. The arm seems to turn almost 360 degrees as it bends this bell, and it seems snapped in multiple places, like the bones are made from rubber. One leg limps as the foot is turned over 90 degrees on the back, and it sort of hobbles on that one leg as the shin appears to be broken. Their clothes are tattered and ruined and come off in shreds off the body, and the jaw is dislocated and twisted out into an eternal mocking scream that comes out of their mouth. And in the other hand is just twisted and malformed, though still appears as if it is holding on to something which doesn't exist anymore. And the only thing which seems physical once again is the bell.
We have the other one back. I like the other one better.
Yeah, this one's really fucked up. Look at it. Do you see that shin thing?
Can we do any magic stuff here?
I mean, I could shoot something at it.
I meant like helpful
Oh,
stuff. I know we don't do a lot of that.
not my forte.
Why is it purple? Tristan, you do purple shit. Why is it purple?
Is there anything I can ascertain from the purpleness of the dead person?
Roll in the religion check for me.
Religion? Okay, that's not really my forte. Oh, but it's an unnatural 20.
Okay. Okay. From your experiences previously, purple generally has been, aside from yourself, purple has generally been attached to darkness in many ways. You are excluded from that, obviously, because you're very purple.
It's a dark purple.
No, it's deep purple.
I
There's no smoke in
fucking...
the water.
Whoops.
Oh, there's the setup for the basket. But as far beyond that, unfortunately, this is something which, from the looks of it, appears to beyond the knowledge that you would have.
Yeah.
But from previous experiences, you know that this is generally something associated with a darker form of existence.
Do you think this one's all messed up because we kind of killed the first one?
I don't know. You want to give it back the bell?
Mm-mm.
To be honest, the other one had kind of purpley eyes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it might just be the corruption of the land itself.
Maybe it gets
Affecting
weirder and
certain-
weirder.
That's what I'm thinking.
Creepier and creepier.
Mhm.
I mean, only one way to find out. And I walk up to the ghost and also then put my hand through.
And once again, the ghost vanishes and the bell. Ting, ting, ting.
Second bell.
So who has the bells now?
I don't know if I want to see something more messed up than that one.
I've got one, and now Namari has a bell.
Are the bells practically the same?
Yeah, not the same bell, but obviously from the same
Yeah.
design and manufacturer.
One's not labelled creepy bell, and one's not labelled.
Yeah, one says creepy bell, one says creepier bell.
Okay.
I think the creepier bell.
Yeah. A
Sounds
few
the same.
seconds pass.
Bop,
Yeah, it
bop,
does.
Bop, bop, creepy bell.
A few seconds pass, and then you hear another bell. Ting,
Third bell.
ting, 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 ping.
Well, let's see how messed up this one is.
That rhythm is all over the place.
This is like a treasure hunt. I like it.
I mean,
But
they
that
probably
one-
have, like...
That one appears to be coming in
Pokemon.
further inside the city.
I fucking knew this is breadcrumbs, but with a bell instead. This is terrible. We are
I mean-
going to our deaths.
Yeah.
We were gonna wander in here anyway.
Yeah, wasn't that the plan?
Make a perception check, everyone, please.
Oh boy.
Maxwell as well, because it's still flying above.
Oh boy, I rolled a good.
I did too.
15 for me.
I need to zoom into my character sheet.
23 again.
11.
21.
11.
11.
21.
Okay, so
15 for me, and for the magpie, it's 18.
okay, well, this is specifically for you. This
Oh.
is something that the magpie can't see.
Okay.
So this is you, and then you got 11, Ronan. Gun
15.
15. Tristan
23.
and Tilly
21.
21. Okay, so Tristan and Tilly, as you look now, because where this last bell ringer ended up was one of the entrances further into the city. As you look further in now, you feel you realize suddenly, now that you pay attention to where this bell sound is coming from more, that everything has changed color slightly, imperceptibly until you actually noticed it. Everything is slightly more purple, and the sky seems more towards night than you would expect it to be, considering it's early morning.
Is everyone else noticing that?
Yeah, I am.
And as Tilly points it out, everyone else realizes that, and it seems much more much more vivid to your perception now.
Do you mind if we backtrack a little bit? See if the colour follows suit? See if it dilutes further out and then further in, or if we've genuinely been affected by something?
Alright.
Yeah, we can check it out.
Yeah. So can we head further away from the centre of the city just for a little bit?
Yeah.
And does the colour get less purple, or does it stay the same?
It doesn't know, and it doesn't seem to get any less. It stays exactly the same, and that sound of that bell does not seem to get any further away.
Well, whatever's happened has happened.
Uh-huh.
That ting 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 ting.
You're muted, Lydia.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we started this.
Yep, let's finish it.
More bells.
We'll head back toward the bell ringing.
Okay. So you make your way, you take the corner and make your way further into the city. And now, at the very edges of your vision, in the peripheral that you cannot truly see with your conscious mind, you begin to see figures. And as you look towards them, they're gone. But when you look back in the corner of your vision again, you see other figures going about their daily lives, buying bread, children playing in the street. And still that bell continues to ring further and further into the city. And all of the people that you see about you, and all of these bell ringers have been elven.
Huh.
Their clothing is very distinct as well. It's not any clothing you've seen before. It's a very distinct style.
What, as in like it's an ancient style that's not in fashion anymore? Or...
Yeah, that's what you'd probably be able to surmise. It seems to be that it's a style which isn't worn anymore. It's old. I believe the technical term is old as balls.
Very technical.
Yeah.
Perhaps we can make that a uniform for our tavern. The Bell End, old as balls, uniforms.
Hate this.
It's the motto.
I mean, you have to gentrify it a little bit, like vintage scrotum or something.
That's gross, Lydia. That's gross. So
I'm actually going to put down all those balls in my notes.
Okay. It's old magic. It's not that ivory tower magic.
I will head towards the bell, but I will hold my cudgel a bit tighter and a bit more ready to if I get spooked by a spooky ghost.
Once again, as you step forward now, the bell ringer comes into vision. And you see now there is this figure dragging themselves along the ground, and the bell rings every time that hand goes out. Ting, ting. And sometimes it drags itself twice with one arm, and then you hear the bell does not ring much. And then the other time they're dragging with that arm, and ting, ting, ting. It's this weird, like, ununiformed motion that seems completely random. And even from this distance, it's off-putting. It's the animation? Oh yeah, the animation of this figure does not seem correct. It just, something about the entire thing just puts you on edge, even more than you were before. It's this uncomfortable uncanniness to everything that this figure appears to be doing.
Does this one still look quite ethereal, or is it more solid than the others?
It's not more solid, it is still ethereal, but the purple seems deeper.
I feel like we're getting like a play-by-play of what happened. Right?
Are they... Because the first one was announcing a festival, the second one was screaming. Is this one saying anything?
From the distance you're at, it's quite a distance away from you right now. Yeah. So you can just see this figure dragging itself along the floor.
But yeah, good. That's kind of the impression I was getting as well.
Right? Yeah, okay, so I will approach.
Okay.
If even these ones are still just doing like that normal business, what do you think the dangerous ones are like?
I don't know.
So you can see in the edges of your vision, the ones around you that you can't perceive if you look directly at them, they're all going about their day-to-day business and they look normal.
What colour are they?
They are the same purple as the second one you saw.
Yeah, I'm going to head up with gun, see if I can see if this one's saying something.
Okay.
Not going too far behind gun.
Yeah. Okay. So, there is a the sense of unease as you get closer begins to crawl up the back of your thoughts. It seems to latch onto your very ideas rather than just a physical sense of distrust at the current situation. It's like your brain is trying to tell you something is wrong here. But at the same time, there's that weird curiosity to push forward. But as you look at this figure now, as you get closer, the creature's legs are completely gone, and instead is this writhing mass of jerking tentacle-style apparitions that seem to twist and form around where its legs should be. one arm is broken in multiple places to the point where it bears no resemblance to the original joint and limb, apart from the formation of it. And the fingers seem to pull at the ground in these weird foundations, as if someone has completely forgotten how to move any of their parts of their body, and it loosely grasps the bell, which appears to have pierced through their hand in some way. The other arm is not growing out of the shoulder as normal. It is growing sort of out of where the sternum or collarbone would be. And in the place of where the arm would normally be is this vestigial wing, which has these very strange black feathers seem to flutter off it constantly. And the feathers themselves are very ragged. The actual spines on the feather are split and frayed. And this figure is just dragging itself along. Its entire bottom jaw is missing. And where a tongue would be is, again, this writhing mass of almost grub-like tentacles.
What the actual is this? This is nothing I've ever seen.
I don't think any of us have ever seen anything like that, Gun. What the hell would do that?
I really don't want to know.
What's like, because I assume it's got like a top half of its face left, right?
Yeah.
What's the expression of the eyes like?
It is, that wide-eyed horror that you often see in people that have died very suddenly. That sense in their face of just that last moment of complete and utter adrenal fear.
Kind of looks like it died when this stuff happened, and this is all post-mortem. Like it died scared suddenly.
Do you want to know what's really getting me about all this, though?
Well,
All these ghosts, no bones. No remains anywhere. So something's cleared up. Or they've moved somewhere.
well, what if these ghosts are not like ghosts, and these are like projections, and we're gonna meet these things, actual things, with the real bones and the wings and the tentacles, and I would rather not.
When we move around, does this creature seem to actually move with us? Does it seem to perceive us in any way?
It does not, no. It seems like it's moving in a route that you growing up in the city, you would know these are the sorts of routes that town criers would take all the time. It does not seem... The actual route it's taking is the least odd thing about it.
Why is it only happening to the ones with the bells?
Easiest way to lure adventurers somewhere where you want to be.
I mean, they could ring bells without doing that.
Yeah, but I mean, it's theatrics. You really want to scare someone, show them something that's a bit creepy.
And you got us idiots to come here.
Yeah. I'd like to take the bell off of this one.
Okay, so as you touch it once again, and the bell, pa-tang.
Yeah, and just ring
That's
it.
3 for 3.
And as you ring it, much deeper and louder, almost like a church bell is this one. And now that almost imperceptible purple deepens visibly around you, and the edges of your vision begin to be filled with this purple mist. The floor squirms with this fog which wraps around your feet and almost seems like tendrils reaching out towards you as if in anguished pain. But it is only mist. And the sky now has almost completely darkened, as if night has crept on you. And those figures in the corner of your vision that you can just about see have stopped their daily occurrences and are all looking inwards towards the center of the city, where you hear dun, dun, dun.
I mean, whatever it is.
We're not taking any more bells.
Yeah, we are.
Thoughts, everyone?
That's our next destination.
Go to the big bell.
I guess. That sounded more like a gong to me.
It was a bell.
Oh.
Stuart can't do
It
a
sounded like a
bell.
drum to me, like a big bassy dong.
It's a bell. It's a very low bell,
Mhm.
like a prayer bell. My beatbox foley only goes so far.
Well,
Well-
let's keep moving before these other ghosts start doing more than staring.
Are we sure this place isn't called Yarnum? Because I am spooked. Let's go.
So
I'm
as
heading
you as you begin to walk, you hear a as around you. You watch as the buildings begin to reform themselves. And as they do, your vision seems to edge closer and closer in, as you can see in more and more of your vision the people around you. As the city becomes clearer and clearer and more formed. And these people are stood, blank-faced, staring slightly upwards. And you hear it again, the sound of the bell in the distance.
Do you think that's coming from the big pillar in the middle? That was
Maybe.
once the town hall?
Could be. Or at least if not, we'll be led there soon enough, I imagine.
Uh-huh. That seems like the place, right?
Do the peripheral ghost people look more tangible? Or...
No, they look the same as they did before.
Okay.
Yeah, and as you look now, the buildings that are rearranging themselves, it's not actual brick rearranging itself. Where the remains of the buildings were, that you can still see the remains, but this strange purple translucence that the people are made out of, the building that is rebuilding itself is also made out of that strange purple translucence. As if it is not just the substance of people here which is subject to this, but the very place itself.
So we're essentially seeing a memory, to a degree, of what the place used to be in this. Okay.
It's literally a ghost town.
Oh, I have the division bell stuck in my head now. Like, High Hopes is running. Just, yeah.
Let's go.
Okay. So, as you continue down now, it's not long before you can see the next town crier. Except this time it is not a single figure, but three. And they are pulling this large bell along, and you can hear between the sounds of the bell, you can hear the of the wheels as they turn upon the uneven ground. The figures, two of them that are pulling the bell, shamble on unnerving and definitely not limbs that from this distance you can't, sorry about the car, that you can't see exactly what they are, and something about their body shape says this is not right. And the figure at the front, which you can barely see due to the large bell obscuring most of them, the very moment that you see a part of that figure, even though it only appears to be clothing, your brain seems to scream out in fear involuntarily. Whether you listen to it or not is your own decision.
I don't know if we go any further. I really don't like this. I really, really don't like this town.
Nope.
I mean, things didn't get less purple when we moved away.
Mm-hmm. We gotta keep going. We gotta keep going. Can't get scared. We can't. Nope. Come on.
Sometimes the way forward is also the way back.
That sounds good enough.
Tristan's fucking I'm 12 and this is deep temporarily breaks gun out of her scaredness, but then she's like,
I'll have you know that was a line from Labyrinth, and the guy with the bird on his head. He's obviously the wisest of any character in that film. His advice is the best. Well,
there were
no, the
characters
worm.
in that
The worm.
film beyond David Bowie's crotch?
No, I don't think there were actually. Now that you remind me.
Can I fist bump you through the? Oh yeah.
So
That bell seems too big to put into the bag of holding. Yeah.
Well, let's keep moving. No more jokes.
Yep, come on. We have to get our shit together. It's kind of getting serious.
okay.
Just kind of, yeah.
As you get closer to it, you see that what these figures are moving on. One appears to be a human leg. However, it seems to be completely missing the bone in any shape or form, not even a broken bone. And it squirms in place, and it doesn't seem as if any weight has been put on it at all. It almost seems like the foot reaches out and pulls the figure forward from that limb. But the other one, where the leg would be, is a twisting mass, a long column of faces that scream out in terror. Their eyes twitch around as wispy pieces of hair move around as each of the leg reaches forward for each time. The one on the other side, its entire upper body seems to have broken open at the back, and from within its own shell, from between the shoulder blades, two wings have come out. However, they have come out inwards and are pushed together from each other and come out and back like this. Their legs have completely gone, replaced by this deep purplish sludge which seems to undulate and crawl itself forward in pieces before it pulls the body with it. And as you look, one of them is missing their head, replaced by this melted mass, which you see one twitching eyeball, and the other one's head is actually being carried in their other arm as they push the bell along. And the figure at the front, as they turn around, like they seem to have been doing multiple times to ring the bell, from within this ragged clothing, you see a squirming mass of eyes and fingers twitches out towards you in the shape of a person.
Are you doing okay, Stuart?
Can I use my action to hide? I want to break line of sight with this. I don't want to see it in my face anymore.
Yep. Make a stealth check for me.
Oh, very high. 24.
Okay.
I hate this.
We have to take the bell off them, right?
Oh god, yeah.
I'm going to close my eyes and charge at that bell. I'm pushing it away from them.
Okay. So as you push through, they all vanish and the bell goes pa-ting, and you actually knock it over and it goes ka-ting, ting, 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 along the floor.
Probably fall over as well.
You probably do as well. And as the bell comes to a stop, the entire area around you darkens once again. And as you look up now, you see not a sun in the sky, but this great looming eye that stares down at you, unblinking. And the night sky now twists into purple, and you see tendrils of strange darkness erupt above and over you. Very familiar darkness. But far, far stronger. You've seen these tendrils before. This darkness now, it comes back to you almost as if it was suppressed. The darkness you saw in Kalraz Hawkle.
What the
And now you see all of the figures around you that were stood motionless before, and now all moving towards the center of the city.
I don't think this one's just ghosts.
No, hey, quick question. What the fuck is happening here? Or happened here? Or...
I don't think any of us can answer that one, Gun.
Did they tap into the same shit here that they did at the Calraz?
It seems so, and if that's the case, two civilizations finding the same thing is quite unlikely. This might have been something that wormed its way in.
I mean, the Calras had all those lanterns. There's nothing like that here, right?
Not that we've seen.
But the bells seem significant.
I mean, they just look like bells.
Are they does whatever happens or is happening, are they tied to artifacts or objects or things? Do they require things to work? So like the Calraz, the lanterns were key to whatever the fuck happened in there. Is it the same for bells here?
I don't know. But the Calraz was sealed away, and so is, in a way, this city.
Yeah. And the Calraz was ancient, and this is ancient.
But there was a lot more sealing in the Calras than just a man telling people to go away.
And there was still a dwarf alive in the Calraz. Maybe something's...
Alive!
And you hear now all of the previous bells that you heard all at once. The ting, ting, and then ting, 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 and then ting, 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 and then tung, tung, all at once.
See, we're holding them. Is it the ones we're holding, or is it just the sound?
The ones you're holding now.
Okay.
One of them is on its side on the floor currently.
And they don't feel magical, right?
No, they definitely, from what you can feel, are not magical.
I think they're just bells.
Are you finding another Galcris here?
I
hope not.
Yeah, same. Because that was a giant pain in the ass all around.
Look, in the Calras, they had those lanterns to hold back whatever this is. I don't think they had anything like that here, and it seems like it's pretty bad.
The eye in the sky blinks.
Like that.
That
Sure as
thing
hell wasn't any of those in the Calras.
that we knew of.
Audible hyperventilation behind a wall.
Where's Ronan? Is he okay?
I don't know, but I can hear him. I hope I can hear him.
I hope that's Ronan. Ronan, is that you?
Yes. Yes, no, I'm just behind the wall. I'm over here.
Okay,
On the
okay.
other side.
Well, just so you know, the eye just blinked.
Yeah, no, I seen. Thank you.
Welcome. Creepy as fuck.
I mean, for all we know, it could have winked at us.
That's not making it
That's
better.
really,
That's
that's worse.
I mean, you can try and seduce the eye,
Let's not. No.
But- even for a bard.
Look, everyone's moving to the center. Let's move to the center.
Yep.
We've seen worse than this. I'm going to keep telling myself that, even though it's probably not right.
In terms of vision, what we're looking at with it being so dark.
Eerily fine.
Cool.
Cool.
I'm going to put the floaty lamp thing on.
Okay, the drift globe.
Drift globe.
I'll put that on for reassurance.
It glows with an ethereal purple light.
I'm going to turn that off for reassurance.
Okay, let's go. Just remember, so far they haven't been real.
Oh, you.
Know that.
They've been real creepy.
Mm-mm. Okay, let's go.
And look, we've learned you could just take things off them and they disappear.
Up ahead, it appears like a part of a pillar has fallen across the road. It's up on one end like that, but there's this heavy pillar of rock.
Is it completely blocking the road?
It's completely blocking the road, yeah.
Is it tall enough to climb over?
It's tall enough that it would be tricky for you to climb over it because it's quite sheer.
Alright. Could I prop it up while they scampered underneath?
You could certainly try.
Alright, I will try to
Okay, make a
bench
make a
press.
strength check for me, please.
Just straight strength?
Yeah, and I'll give you advantage here because of your juggernaut status.
I'm a juggernaut.
Because you're trying to move a structure.
I rolled a natural 20 and a 19.
Nice, very nice. So you walk up to this stealing your fear for a moment, and you heft it up above your head for a moment, and it is enough for everybody else to. You have to duck down because Gun's not.
Go!
I'm totally done.
Heavy!
As you all go underneath it, Gun, you drop it behind you, and it slams down. And as you do now, you realize it's gotten darker again as you step through this doorway. And in front of you now sits the center of the city that you saw before, Ronan. And surrounding the central tower are rows and rows and rows and rows of people, all kneeling, hands clasped in prayer as they look up to the sky, as you see the central tower, the ethereal reconstruction of it, twitches as thousands upon thousands upon thousands of sets of eyes and wings flutter and twitch instead of the place of where a building should be, save for the ruined remains, the door that is gilded on the edges, and a set of ethereal gates locks it in place, and above it, 4 bells that now remain silent.
Look, this is all just ghost stuff and magic and illusions. We're fine.
That doesn't help. I can't do this. This is nightmare material.
Well, we don't really have much of a choice right now. We're here, we've got to do it.
Yeah, you're right. This is nightmare material. It's not real. Let's just keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
It's what they do, right? It's kind of the point. Scaring us away.
There's probably just some crusty old nerd sitting in there that's conjured up all this spooky shit to scare people away, right? That's
You hear
definitely...
the eye blink again. And this time, as it opens again, you see the actual eyeball seems desiccated and sunken. It has turned this horrid color.
See? Fuck you! We're not scared, come on.
The man at the gate said we looked prepared,
Yeah.
and all he saw was Gun.
As you look towards Gun now, Tilly, as you say that, Gun, you look and see that Tilly's sigil is flaring.
Tilly, did you pop your thing?
What thing?
Your
Excuse
thing. Thing.
As you look around between all of you, all of your sigils are flaring, and there is a tiny amount around the sigil and around your eyes that glow with this celestial light, which seems normal colored. Aside from that, this purple sheen sits over everything.
See, I was going to say what would happen if we used them, but they don't last very long.
We
So-
didn't.
This is probably a good sign. Let's use this time. Let's go.
Okay.
What, just mad dash to the gate?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, rush into the gates.
Just
As you-
ignore everything?
As you go to move, you hit the first person in these rows of people. You actually touch them.
Fuck.
And as you touch them, their entire body seems to quiver and shift and mutate almost in front of you until it is a mass of writhing tentacles, eyes, fingers, limbs in wrong places as everything seems to twitch and just undulate in this horrific mass. And as it looks up what remains of its face, its eyes are missing as it bleeds ichor from the sockets.
I take back the illusion stuff.
I just leap backwards, like, to the ground.
Is it aggressive?
Does not seem to be so.
You know when you said rows and rows and rows and rows and so on, does it seem like this could be the population of the city in the square?
Looks to be so, yes. Some of them appear to be children, others are elderly people.
So, suggestion. Don't touch people. Don't touch them.
The people all now seem to slide to the side, opening up a channel for you to go through the center. And as they do, you see each of the ones that moves again twists and moves almost like water flowing over a rock as the body seems to move as if it has no bones.
This is better, but somehow worse. Let's go.
Yep, let's go.
You good, Ronan? You good?
Yep.
And as you step through, the rows close in behind you, and as you step past each row, you see each of the people in that row begins to shudder and mutate and twist into these horrific forms, each of them seeming more incomprehensible and disgusting than the last, until you sit at the front of them all. And before you lies this door, this ethereal gate blocking your way, and 4 bells.
We have to ring the bells.
Yeah, let's have a look at them a bit closely first. So how many bells did we see on his way here? It was 4 as well, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
What do the bells on the gate look like?
Like the ones that you saw as you approached. 3 are town crier bells. The 3rd is a large church bell. The 4th, sorry, is a large church bell.
Do they have like ropes to pull?
No.
Are they...
Save for the church bell, which does.
Well, like, so what height are they? Like, they above the door? Is it very high up, or?
They are set into the door, near in the top 3rd of the door, and the church bell. It's weird. The church bell shouldn't fit in that space, but it does.
Mm-hmm.
And the church bell has like a church rope to it, but the other 3 don't. But they are within reach where you could feasibly.
Mm-hmm. I'll move under the church one.
Okay.
And grab the
I
rope.
will let the others deal with the others because I probably can't reach it.
Okay.
I'll move over to the first one.
I'll take the second.
I'll take the last one then.
Okay.
Remember, we heard them all at the same time.
I would like each of you that's trying to pull a bell to make a performance check for me.
Oh, jeez. Wait, why do I have +4 to performance? What the fuck?
19.
17.
Okay.
25.
Okay.
Unnatural 20.
Okay. So as you all steel yourselves for a moment, you ring those bells as you heard them before. And as you do, they echo out. And the people behind you, the twisting mass of flesh, which you look back and see this entire crowd has become, every single remaining face in this fused mass of people looks towards you as you hear ka-ching. As the doors open.
In I go.
Yep.
Follow.
In we go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as you go inside here, there is a small sort of foyer area. There's a series of smashed pots, broken chairs and tables. And it's all the same bleached white as everything else is. But at the other end, there is a set of spiral stairs which make their way down.
Well, it looks like we're going down.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Any volunteers for going first?
I'll go first.
I'll go second.
I'll go third.
I don't care.
You want to be at the back, Ronan?
I don't care.
It's okay, I'll just stick with you at the back.
Okay. So as you make your way down the stairs, they're metal, they're steel, and as you stand on them, you hear that clang that rings out. Clang, 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 as you make your way down. And at the bottom, here, there's a second set of doors which seem to have been smashed open, and familiar architecture. Dwarven architecture. and runes around the outside of this door, which say, "Fear the Eye."
Well, I hate that we were right.
Is this like a Calraz under an elven city, or is this like just a vault or something?
I don't know.
What knows till we go further?
Depends how deep it goes.
Well,
It looks like we're finding out.
Mm-hmm.
at least we've done the prerequisite. Fear the fucking eye.
Hey, there is another Calraz. You know, that's another full Calraz we found. Yay!
Hey.
Yay. Let's go.
Yeah, let's just get this done so we can get out of here because
Yeah. It wasn't so hard last time, right?
I mean, you know, we only got chased across a bridge by a big scary thing, and then, you know, there was lots of bad shit everywhere, and people almost died a few times, and I lost all my axes.
We haven't been attacked by anything yet.
Which is kind of creepier in its own way.
Yeah, I would really would have liked to fight my way down here, because then, you know, I feel less like I'm going to get stabbed around any corner.
Honestly, there's no way we can go ahead not being seen, because we've obviously been watched the entire time we've been here, which isn't the nicest feeling.
And we weren't exactly trying to be stealthy. We rang the bells. I mean,
Like, just everyone keep your wits about you. We'll be fine.
Yeah, nothing's taken us out yet. We're alright, let's go.
You're making your way through the crumbled set of doors.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as you go through, the interior here is horrifyingly familiar to a place you thought you'd left behind. And you see the familiar streaks of black, almost like burn marks on the walls in absence of soot nor the smell of fire. And scrawled into the walls here, quickly in Dwarven runes, lacking the precision that Dwarven handwriting usually has, you see final remarks, prayers to Moradin. You see, "Oh God, what have we done?" You see signs of madness. People scrawling about the eye over and over, using every Dwarven word that could feasibly describe the sign of being watched. And as you step further and further in, your feet begin to squelch as you look down and the floor opens up into eyes.
Oh.
Just keep your eye on us, Ronan.
I spit on the floor.
The eye does not blink. And as you step forward now, in the center of this next room, a large antechamber, is a translucent purple figure. Dwarven. Their face is sunken, their eyes replicated many times in their sockets, and they look out towards you now with fingertips that end in squirming eyes. Points to you, Gun, and gestures to move forward.
Fuck. Is it always me? Watch my ass, I'm going in.
I'm readying an Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
I move forward. Like twisting the leather on my cudgel, like, you know, two hands. Oof.
I want something from you.
What kind of something?
something. Give me something.
I fish out the ancestor coin that I got from Calrose Hawkle and flick it over.
It passes through the figure. I want something of yours.
I hand over one of my hand axes.
It passes through the figure. Not your things.
You want
something of you.
You want a piece of me?
Yes.
What are we talking about here? Because
What can you give so you may see more? And points behind him.
What is behind him, for reference?
Right now, blackness. Your fate. Give it to me.
You want my fate?
A piece. A morsel.
Would you take a tooth?
I have decided what I want.
Fuck. Fine. Have it. Take it.
Come forward then.
Take a deep breath, and I step forward.
And the figure grabs you by the shoulders and pulls you in, and as you all see, Gun disappears into shadow for a moment. You hear this horrible sound of as Gun, you feel as this figure bites in and through your flesh and pulls something golden out of you and eats it down. You see as it swells in his throat and the figure swells up, seemingly engorged by this. Pulls you to your feet, and you see in the center of its palm now, of eye appears. You may go and see what is beyond. As the darkness fades.
Have I got a wound or anything?
There is no wound. But at some point in the future, you have a feeling that something is going to go wrong.
Oh, yeah. Something's already gone very wrong.
And I would like you to put Fate Eaten on your character sheet.
Can I just not?
I mean,
I'm doing it.
But don't worry, Gun. You know, we make our own fate, right?
I hope so.
And the figure seems to just hunch over now, and as it pulls its hands up in front of the sort of cloak that is over it, you see just the eyes on its hands look out towards you now as its face has disappeared.
Do we see behind it now?
Yes, you do. The blackness fades away, and the chamber carries on.
Give that thing a wide berth as I walk around it.
Okay.
Yeah, I carry on forward, but I'm kind of just like bewildered, but also rubbing where the thing had eaten my fate.
And as you step forward into the next room, 2 large statues hold up the roof here. In their torsos is a glass box in each of their torsos. And as you step into the room here, each of their torsos flickers into a purplish light. This flame dances within them as the doors on the other side remained closed, and they are covered in scrawlings which say, please stop, please, I don't want to see anymore, I don't want the eye, please stop, please, please, I beg, we have made our mistakes, Vane help me, Moradin help me, please, we must stop. And it just goes on and on and on.
This is Hawkle all over again.
Yeah, I think so.
Though it didn't have that happen last time.
One of the statues' heads.
That didn't happen either last time.
Oh, fantastic.
So just...
Answer my questions.
Oh, shit.
Upon your life, the answers lie. Who will answer the first?
One of you fuckers can do it.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, you don't want my dumbass answering anything.
Bring it.
And you see as this circle of purple appears on the floor, surrounded by this flickering fire. And it seems like you should stand in it.
Well, last time I didn't stand in a place, I got cursed, so hey, can I hop in?
And you see, as you look over to the statue, its head turned now, you see as parts of the stonework begin to drop away. And within, this squirming mass of eyes and limbs just undulates. The first question. In the darkness of your life, what is your greatest content you found in an evilness?
I literally just killed a guy, and it was great.
Tell us more.
Well, he kind of killed my mother, so I feel like he had it coming.
Details of the act.
We found him in a town. We followed him. We took him. We asked a couple of questions. I asked a couple of questions. He gave me everything, hoping for his life to be spared. And I killed him anyway.
Yes. And you see the flame burns brighter as more and more parts begin to fall off of this statue. Step out.
I step out towards it.
So they're on the sides of the room. There's a door at the other side. So you're stepping out towards it. Yeah. Okay. Who will answer the next question?
I will. I'll step forward.
Would you take pleasure in killing?
Is that the end of the question?
The statues speak no more.
Take pleasure in killing. No, I wouldn't.
Are you lying?
Nope.
Okay. One of the statue's arms releases from the ceiling, and that part of the ceiling begins to crack. If given the chance, Would you feast on flesh for power?
Nope, I wouldn't.
The statue on the other side of the room, the hand. And it cracks. And this side of the room begins to bend towards you. The side of the ceiling. Would you die for another?
Yes, I would.
No more hands move. And the flames around the circle die down again.
Why did I get 3 questions? I'll walk over towards Namari then.
Our final question.
Well, you're me till it.
I mean, I'll do it, but I hope it doesn't ask anything difficult.
If you want, I'll do it.
Nah, it's fine. I'll go stand on the circle.
Do you regret your choices in life?
Oh, a whole bunch.
Would you like to fix them?
No. That tends to not go well.
The hand removes and a large part of the ceiling begins to crumble and fall on that side of the room, breaking part of the statue off, and you see as this mass just spills out the other side of it. Would you relish in the chance to rule?
Responsibility's never really been my thing.
The last hand breaks and the ceiling begins to fall in large pieces. One of the pieces hits the door at the other side, busting one half of it open as more and more parts of the ceiling begin to
Go, 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 go.
And you as you run through the door, this mass slams into the other side of it, and you see these eyes and everything begin to pull around the door right now, just towards you, and you see all of these eyes and these mouths snap towards you as it tries to make its way through the door towards you and seems to be intent on actually physically hurting you.
I don't think we got those questions right.
No, I feel like you were supposed to answer like you were an eager fucking megalomaniac crazy person who wanted to murder everybody.
Fine with me. Oh.
That's a problem we should address at a later day, but right now, let's kill this fucking thing. Smash.
Okay, make an attack roll.
I'm going to rage.
Okay.
That's a 17 on the dice, so that is 26 to hit.
Okay. It hits.
Let me get my d6s. That's 11 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. So as you slam the cudgel into it, you hear this horrifying sound, this mixture of popping eyes and crushing skulls as it slams into it. And as it does, it retreats and recoils for a moment before it begins trying to get through once more, and it seems like this mass is far larger than the door, and it is slowly trying to get through here. And as you look down the corridor, there is another set of doors at the end.
Well, I have a second attack, so I'll scream at those guys to go to the other doors while I hit this thing again.
Go for it.
As we run, I'll fire back as well, so it's not just...
Alright, okay.
That one's 23.
Alright, make your attack rolls as well, Rona. Roll for damage, please, come.
That is 13 bludgeoning on that one.
Okay. As your second strike slams into it, you hear this horrible... as it recoils back once more, giving you a moment away from it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm also just running. No attacks from me.
I'm running and blasting.
Okay.
Gonna out.
I'm just running.
Yeah.
That was 25 and 26 to hit.
Okay, both hit.
Yeah, for a grand total of There's 15 in the Colossus Slayer. 17 total over the 2 hits.
Okay. So both of them into the target, and you see as it recoils back from them before it begins surging forward, smashing through the other door, and begins just engulfing the entire corridor as it surges towards you all now. Gun, I'd like you to make an athletics check for me.
Okay.
How much damage did you deal, by the way?
18.
Okay.
You're
13.
raging.
You're raging, you have advantage.
Oh, thank God. That's a natural 20.
Okay, so as you begin to run now, as this creature seems to, this writhing mass seems to engulf everything behind you, this horrible tendril whips out towards you, made of seemingly muscle mass and flesh, and it catches just the edge of your foot, but you slam down on it, and as it shrieks out in pain and recoils it back, as arrows and eldritch blasts fly past your head, slamming into the creature, you get out of reach of it, and but it is still coming towards you all now.
All right.
Sprinting towards that door, I guess.
Go.
Okay, so you reach the door.
Push it the fuck open.
Yeah, and it opens.
Through the door.
Okay.
Opens to what? Opens to what, Stuart?
In this moment, if you want to go through quickly enough that it doesn't get through, you
Okay,
have time to
we'll
figure it
just barrel through.
out. Okay. So you barrel through, and what do you do?
Slam it shut behind me and I'm doing the...
Okay, make a strength check.
I'll help.
Okay.
And I'm
you have
raging, so
advantage.
advantage.
Oh, you have advantage anyway.
Strength is... That would be a 21.
Okay, as you and Tilly both grab one half of the door, you slam it shut, catching part of it that bursts across the rest of your party. As it's shut, and you hear this screeching, horrible pain, and every now and again you hear a against the back of the door. And as you turn and view the room, that's where we're going to take a break.
Fuck.
So I'll be back in about 5-10 minutes, guys. Please bear with us as we see what happens here. Welcome back. I see you all. So, as you turn around and view this room, the interior here features several large glass windows in the back from which you see faint light comes through that seems to pierce through this purple ichor that fills everything. Only partially though, like streaks of light coming through. The center of the room is a pedestal, atop which sits a brilliant white gem. And all around this chamber, you see dead bodies. At least a dozen in total. Each of them elven and seemingly in clothing as they are wearing resplendent armor. Next to this pedestal, there are two figures. One seems elven, dressed in immaculate leather armor, save for the great axe rent between their ribs. The other seems dwarven. They seem to have been splayed backwards. Sticking out of one eye socket, the only part not covered in thick armor, is an arrow. And next to the elf's outstretched arm is a bow, its string broken. There is no door leading on.
So I guess there was some sort of upset between the elves and the dwarves here?
There is a single dwarf.
Well, if it is like Kalraz Harkle, we know that the thing, whatever it is, makes them weirdly aggressive.
You hear a fluttering of wings. Just you, Namari. As a magpie seems to appear out of nowhere and lands on top of the gem. You hear its claws. Ting, 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 ting. As a silver ring sits in its mouth.
And we don't see.
What the fuck are you doing here?
None of the rest of you see this.
I actually say out loud, what the fuck are you doing here?
The same thing as you, Anna.
What, the magpie, of course.
Well, magpie.
But underground.
The magpie
Yeah.
starts pecking.
That magpie.
There
I
is
walk up to it
no.
and point.
No?
There is no magpie.
Is this one of your things?
Don't know. You can't see it.
No.
The gem is it's almost like a teardrop gem, or like an egg shaped gem that's pointed at the top. The pedestal it's on is the same, bleached white stone that you've seen everywhere else, but it is trimmed in gold, like golden, touching around the edge. And the axe, the bow, and the elf's armor looks impeccably made. The dwarven armor is heavy, functional, but doesn't necessarily seem masterwork.
And you said there was no doors or anything going off.
No doors.
No. Do you have any idea what this is, Gun? Because this is small for a Caloras, I would hope.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I don't know. It's like a vault.
I mean, was it just that one's home? It was a weird place to live.
If you give me 10 minutes, I can detect magic, but
You,
That
my
sounds as
eyes
good as
keep
that.
darting back to the magpie, back and forth.
Magpie keeps pecking at the gem, and you hear that sound, like tapping on glass.
I try and ignore it for now because my trust in that being is a bit shaken.
I mean, maybe the dwarf in the armor was like important, and he had like a special place to live. I don't know.
I don't
But
know,
his armor isn't. Well, their armor isn't masterwork. It's just standard run-of-the-mill armor.
You can be important without having really fancy armor.
this does feel more like a vault to me. Maybe the elves were like, "Yo, dwarves make good stuff. We need a strong vault." Maybe some sort of collaboration effort.
The route down to this area, was it like a smooth transition from elven architecture to dwarven, or did it go through?
No, you went down the stairs, and it seemed like an area had been almost excavated out, and this door was in that area.
Oh, right.
Ah.
Remember, though, with Calraz Hawkle, they found it by excavation.
Hmm.
No, they found it by killing orcs.
Oh, shit. Never mind, then. I retract my statement.
They found the first lantern by killing orcs.
Excavation.
Yes, excavation.
That's what I said. I misspoke.
It's pretty safe to assume the elves came maybe after whatever the dwarves are doing down here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah, this
Everyone's speculating. I go and just shut up, you, and to the magpie, and start sitting down in front of the crystal and start the ritual of detect magic.
Okay. The as you do that, the dwarven armor that you see here is newer than the armor in Calraz Hawkle. But it is certainly not new, like current generation dwarven armor. It's old designs, but it's not nearly as old as Calraz Hawkle. It's the sort of, you've seen these designs in relic armor. It's old enough that you can understand, you know.
Could I like start looking around the walls for like secret exits or entrances?
Sure, yeah, make an investigation check.
Sure can. Ooh,
How
that's
long?
good.
How long would it take to get the elves out of their armor? Give or take.
Each one, 5 minutes per elf.
That's just a 10 from me, unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay. Unfortunately, you can't seem to find anything. The walls here are very thick stone. It appears like they are dug directly into the stone of the earth. Even the ones surrounding the windows.
Well, if there's any other ways in and out of here, I don't see them. Anyone else feeling particularly smart?
I'm detecting magic still.
Yeah, takes 10 minutes.
I don't know. I mean, I can just have a look around, see if there's any hidden writings, any messages or something. I don't know. Yeah, can I just do a quick sweep of the room, see if there's anything interesting out of place, like some sort of instruction maybe, or a clue as to what was kept in here?
Sure, make an investigation check for me.
Just to get a better understanding of what it was for. Ooh. 17. Do you say investigation?
Yes.
22.
So there are you've seen some dwarven halls. You've seen Calraz Hawkle. You've seen dwarven buildings. There's a couple in Dalneln. They always have some sort of rune engraved into a part of them. There is no rune here. There is no patterning. There is no engraving. The only thing that has any form of ornamentation to it is the gold binding around the pedestal. There is no ornamentation here, nothing like that. There is no scripture, absolutely nothing. It is bare in here, apart from tall windows, which you cannot see through. You can only see white light shining through them, which only makes it a few feet into the room, even though it's bright white. There are a few steps leading up to the pedestal. These two figures, dead figures, in front of the pedestal, which the elf there, their armor looks a lot higher quality than the 12 other elves around. They're wearing a cloak. They have a helmet on, as does the dwarf. But there is no nothing in this room which would say this is what this room is for.
Right. Okay. I'll just let everyone know the lack of information might be interesting.
See, that lack of decoration is weird. Like, there's nothing. That's bizarre. And we're underground. How is there light coming through windows? Why are there windows underground?
I'm thinking the same thing. Can I try looking out of the windows?
Mm-hmm. You just look out into bright white light. It hurts after a second.
Can I try taking the helmet off of the dwarf?
Yeah. So are you pulling the arrow out, or are you just snapping it off to get the helmet off? Because the arrow is sticking out of an eye socket in the helmet. And the helmet is shaped like a dwarven face?
I'll snap it.
Okay, so you snap it and you pull the helmet off, and you see that the dwarf is completely jet black, like burnt wood black, and their mouth is twisted open in pain, and they're completely desiccated. Everything's shrunken down to the bone, and they're splayed out backwards, like away from the gym.
We saw that before, right?
And I ain't looking too good.
The guys doing the barrier in the Hawkle, in Kara's Hawkle even. They were jet black.
Yeah. But they were more petrified, right? As in, like, set in place?
This guy looks pretty petrified. Does the condition of, like, the cloak seem, like, too pristine for how old it is?
So the armor, which includes the cloak is affixed to the armor.
Gotcha.
The axe and the bow, despite the bowstring, all appear in pristine condition. The rest of the armor in this room, the weaponry the elves are carrying, the dwarven armor is decaying away. It's either the cloth is fraying and discoloring, or it's rusting, or the leather is cracking on the elven armor.
I will go and grab the axe.
Okay, and as you feel it, it's magical.
Oh shit!
Check the bow with the snap string.
The bow is indeed magical.
Well, then I got to the armor.
The armor is also magical. And there is the armor that this elf is wearing is very beautiful, which strikes you in this moment as something you're like, oh, something nice. It is adorned in gilded patterns, like spiraling branches that are cut into the leather, and it looks like gold, but it bends like leather armor, almost like studs in some way. It has adornments to it. Each of the buckles is in this like white gold color that everything else is in. It fits snugly to the figure, accentuates the figure in some ways, and the cloak which is attached to it is this deep verdant green, almost like an elven ranger cloak. And there is a brooch holding this cloak on, and the brooch appears attached to the armor, and it's like the cloak is fed through the brooch, and it is two crossed scimitars with a leaf in the center, and the leaf looks like it is a flame. It looks like a leaf that is fire. And that brooch is the same white gold as the rest. And it is magical.
I look at the brooch, the crossed scimitars, and the leaves, and the tree stuff, and I kind of look at Ronan. I think this was yours.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's...
Oh, he's not using it.
We've used that excuse a few times.
It's kind of running thin.
It's still kind of true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll try and get the armor.
Okay, so you pull the armor off. It takes some time, and the elf underneath is in that same blackened state as the dwarf is.
Just so I can get a visual, the thing is right here.
Yeah.
You're like away from it.
The
and
dwarf is blasted away, the elf is not.
Okay.
The elf is to the side, so like the pedestal is here and the elf is like that, whereas the dwarf is away from it, splayed backwards, whereas the elf looks like this axe has hit them and they've gone, ugh.
Yeah. And we have no idea what this chamber's even about yet.
No.
But have we considered that the chamber existed already and then the city was made on top?
Probably.
And I can think of like 2 options of something that would be like that. So either there was something up here that people wanted hidden so that it wouldn't get out, or there's something hidden under here that the bad people settled here to stop good people getting. I mean, I kind of like the idea that this is like the white light. This just gives me that idea. This is me just table talking, by the way.
At this point, Namari, your detect magic ritual would have finished. And this room is saturated in magic, to the point where it's hard to make out any specific unless you focus on individual points of magic, but it is swimming with magic and it gives you an information headache very quickly.
Oh god, this is magic central. This is ow. I want to focus on the windows that strike me.
Yeah, the windows are magical.
Any specific school of magic I can see?
No.
Okay. Everything, just can I?
The air is magic. The rock. You see a layer of magic suffusing all of your party. And then obviously their individual magical gear, but
I want to focus very, very hard on the teardrop crystal the magpie wants me to do something with.
it is very, very strong magic.
Still no school?
No specific school. No, just pure raw magic.
I walk up to it, so just okay, fine. What do you want me to do, bloody thing?
The magpie pecks at it again.
Why should I trust you? You've...
Peck, peck. Ting, ting. Shifts its weight slightly again on top.
You know what I did? You know who I found, right?
Peck, peck.
You know what they said? The silver frame, is that you?
The magpie shakes his head.
Eileen,
You see the magpie now steps off the gem and steps into the air, and as it does, it unfurls itself, the wings fluttering out into a dress. Oh, my darling. You think I would do something as...
You were the one telling me that the grin killed my mother.
I am not omnipotent. I only know what I see. And as you are my proxy, I only know what you see. I cannot see beyond my vision. I am not truly here. I only guide you.
To what?
To what is a very good question.
I look to the gem.
Intriguing, no? Is it not a magpie's job to collect shiny objects?
And I look between the crystal and her. And reach out my hand and touch it.
Okay. So you see, as the rest of you see, as Namari has a short conversation with seemingly nothing before reaching out a hand towards this crystal. And as the hand touches the crystal, the light goes out before it sears up Namari's arm, and you see this geometric pattern crisscrosses up the arm of Namari as Namari howls out in terror for a moment before going completely silent and limp to the floor as this searing white, almost like a tattoo, burns up her arm in this geometric pattern. And the purpleness fades. The slamming on the door behind you stops.
Rush over to Namari.
Yeah, instantly just down.
What the hell was that?
Namari is unresponsive. This searing white lattice goes up her arm, and you see as it just slightly pokes out of the top of the collar on her armor. Or her dress. She's not wearing armor.
Okay, shake her shoulder. Namari?
There is a very, very faint breathing. It's regular, but very shallow.
What the f...
Was this the magpie thing?
I don't know. She was talking to something.
I'm just like shaking and going, hey!
Punch me again, why don't you?
Quick, find a puddle!
Could everybody, aside from Lydia, please take your headphones off for just a moment? Make sure you can't hear me. Lydia, can you just type to them and say that when I put both my hands up, like that you can put your headphones back on? The last thing you hear before you fall into momentary darkness, Namari, is the magpie saying something as you touch the crystal. One for sorrow. Before you emerge, and you hear the sounds of a sea. And as you open your eyes, you see blue skies and a pristine crystal glass-colored sea. Pure white sand sits below you, and you can hear the sound. A gentle, comfortable temperature surrounds you. And as you look up to your side, you see a great mountain emerges from the ground next to you, just climbing higher and higher and higher. And you feel peaceful, relaxed. The place here is outstandingly beautiful. There is not a single flaw about it. Everything is arranged in such a way to be as beautiful and as perfect and as pleasing as possible. You feel safe here in a way that you haven't felt in a very long time. This feeling that you don't need to watch your back. This feeling that you don't need to carry on. Like your journey has met its promised and dutiful end. And you feel this urge to begin walking up the mountain.
I look around. Is there anyone else here? Anyone I can see?
Right now, no. There is obvious signs that people have been here before. A path begins to lead up this mountain. And as you look closer at the mountain now, it is not a sheer face. It has a spiral that goes up that goes up into cloud cover. A spiral path.
I look to the mountain and the sea again, and I want to try and touch the sand, the beach, take a handful of sand.
It's warm and comforting to the touch.
Take my shoes off and stand in the waves for a second.
It's a lovely temperature. It refreshes you.
I always look back to the mountain in between.
Fills you full of hope.
And then with my shoes off, start walking up the path.
Okay. Someone prod Jamie. So, Namari is unresponsive. She is shallow breathing, she's alive. But she does not seem to wake. And eventually the light dies down and you see this stark white tattoo up her arm.
Did you say the tattoo was just geometric?
It's like a geometric lattice, yeah.
So it's not like there's any particular pattern that...
No, it doesn't seem to be so.
Okay.
It's quite striking, but it's not, it's not like spelling out "this is bad" in lines.
Why is it always her?
I don't know, but this doesn't answer any questions.
She comes back as a fucking cannibal again. I'm going to just lock her up. I'm going to seal her in her own fucking vault.
I think we've left the cannibal stuff behind.
She
might come back with eyes.
The only light now is the white light that comes out of the windows. The purpleness has gone. That feeling of dread has gone. The temperature has risen once again to a normal level, though slightly lower as you're underground.
I mean, was that crystal all of this?
I don't know, because that seemed too, pristine and white to be doing all... I mean, I don't know, just... You look at it and you think, ooh, that's a lot nicer than this dark corruption, but then again...
I mean, what was trapped in the lanterns, Tristan?
Exactly, I reminded myself of that as I was speaking, but...
Now it's in her.
That's fucking great.
Well, there's no other ways to go in here. So, if everyone's busy or finished taking stuff off of the dead elves, you may as well carry her out.
Oh, you made that sound really bad, as if I was the one who suggested that just now.
That wasn't my idea.
Yeah, well, they're not using it.
There's an echo in here.
I scoop Namari up and sort of fireman carry her.
Okay.
So, here's the thing though, behind 2 sets of doors. And we're a person down.
Yep.
I mean, all the purple's gone.
The banging stopped.
We might be in luck, but then again, we might not be.
Have we ever been?
Plenty of times.
Hey, at least we've got a distraction now, huh? I sort of jostle Namari and then the joke dies because that's a terrible joke.
The sigil, is that still there now that the purple's gone, or is that gone as well?
All of your sigils have gone, save for Namari's.
Is our ability to flare the sigils still? Do we feel like we could do it if we wanted to, or?
It feels like it seems to have been used for the day.
Okay.
Right then.
Well, let's gather up stuff.
Come on then.
See what's going on outside.
Yeah, but because there was something creepy behind this door. I don't know. Someone open it, hide behind the door, and if there's something comes through, I'll throw a fire at it.
Sounds like a plan. I go swing the door open.
Okay. It opens up into a dusty corridor. A bit of dust comes out.
Well, I've saved a fireball.
Was it dusty when we were coming down here? Do we remember being particularly?
It was eyeballs when you came down it.
Yeah.
And we were running.
Look, this feels altogether too easy, but I'm not gonna let it get from my mouth.
Nope.
I mean, it's...
Hey, it only cost me a bit of my fate and Namari her life.
Wait, a bit of your what?
Yeah, that fucking thing ate my fate.
I thought he bit you.
Nope.
Or something shit like that.
Look, we can argue about this one, why not? underground in a potentially still really spooky place. Let's see that at least the room with the statue didn't collapse enough for us to go through the other way.
There's actually a set of double doors at the end that are unbroken. At the end of this corridor.
Do you want to check them out real quick while we're here?
It's the only way to go.
Yeah.
It's the doors that are unbroken, but they were broken prior.
Mm-hmm. The ceiling fell and broke one open.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll open those up.
So, oh god.
Okay. It opens up into a room. An empty room, save for a statue in it. Not a statue like the one that you saw when you came through that room the first time. This is more of a statue that you'd see in the sort of a town square. And it's of a figure that you won't recognize. You went orc and etin hunting with him once.
The thing?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
See, it was all just illusions of magic. This is fine.
This is the opposite of fine. What's that one?
I'm wearing his fucking crown. Oh, shit.
The statue is not wearing a crown.
This is pre-Thane?
This is post thing, and you stole as hell his fucking crown. This is statue formerly known as Thane.
There is an inscription on the bottom of the statue, and it's in Dwarvish.
Okay, what's it say?
Priorly known to be thin.
All ye who enter here, weep, for my story is sorrow. There is no door in this chamber save the one you came through.
We definitely came in through here, right?
I don't know anymore.
Okay, so two things, right? First, I don't want to, I don't mean this in badness, right? But there was darkness here. All of our sigils flared as we entered the darkness. Our sigils are gone. The darkness isn't here. Everything's changed, and there's one sigil still flared. So there's still darkness.
I mean, it's like in the mirror, right?
Yeah, in the mirror. But like, do we bring the darkness out of this vault and out of the city wherever we're going? Is that safe?
We can't just like leave her. I mean,
yeah, we're not.
I mean, listen, I didn't mean it like that. I worry about things. I'm trying to think ahead.
I mean, we don't have a way out for ourselves. Just, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Is there anything else in this room aside from the statues there?
No.
Yeah, secondly, I hate this guy. I liked him whenever we were hunting with him. But I don't like him now. Every time we see his face, it's horrendous.
I've got a thought. All ye who enter here weep. Nowhere else to go. It's kind of an instruction.
I can't just bust out a cry on a whim, Tristan.
I haven't cried in 20 years. Which is actually a huge patent lie. I've cried in front of everybody at some point.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll kind of take out the pocket watch, give it a good look over, and try and induce a cry.
Okay, make a performance check.
18.
Okay. And the memories come back to you, and it doesn't take long before you're crying without realizing it. And as you see Tristan staring at this watch and crying, and the Fane begins to slide to the side, revealing a door.
And just wipe my eyes and go, there you go.
Dwarves make some real weird magic.
That was... Wow. Just like that, huh?
I mean, it kind of did give us the instruction.
No, I know the statue you just... That was... Damn.
Great performer, what can I say?
Yeah, he's an actor. Well,
I feel like
Alright.
somebody else should start taking up the front, seeing as I'm carrying fucking
Oh,
Spooky
yeah,
Sally here.
I'll do it.
that's good.
I can see in the dark, so maybe I should go with you at least.
Oh yes, that's true.
All right. So as you make your way through the antechamber where the creature ate Gun's fate is no longer there. The antechamber is there, but the creature is not. As you step beyond that, you get to where the stairs lead up once more.
Yeah, just up the stairs.
This thing's definitely not
Well-
there.
It's not there though.
Fuck.
I just want to ask us one more time. Just we walk up here, we could take whatever could have been potentially trapped down here outside. We're all aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
And if we do and something goes wrong, I expect everyone is going to dedicate themselves to fixing whatever happens.
Look, it was pretty bad outside before, and it isn't now. So,
If it was bad outside now, but it was contained to this town, and we take it out of this town in the Mara's body and bring it elsewhere, if it's not contained, if something bad spreads, that's all I'm saying. If I am okay if we take Namari out and try to find a way to help, but if something happens, I expect
We'll take responsibility.
100%.
But counterpoint, the sigil that we were given, that boon, was from some great celestial creature. She still has it. It felt like that was almost protecting us in a way going down. It's still there for her. Whatever's happened, maybe she's still being looked after in a way. Maybe it's contained.
You were prepared.
Oh shit! Cool. Sorry.
So I mean, I'm all for preparing for the worst, but I just have a feeling it might not be quite that bad.
Well, here's what we'll do. We'll take her somewhere, we'll get her put on lockdown, isolated away from everything. Take her to a massive temple with a gajillion clerics. They'll just fucking put a barrier around her spooky ass all day.
And while we're doing that, we'll find somewhere really pretty so I can plant this water, get that pool back, see if they'll help again, and just promise to do the exact same thing. Every time Namari's cursed, we'll do that.
I mean, is there any lakes I can dip her in just so we can be absolutely sure?
maybe along the way. I know a stream or two.
Oh, God. Why do we always just go to the spooky place, see some ghosts, it'll be fun?
I mean, we didn't fight anything.
I did.
Well, I did.
Oh, okay, right. Fair enough.
But I don't even know if that was real now. I'm empty. I don't understand anything right now.
Yeah,
That's
no.
why I hope you don't think that I'm being cruel or callous by bringing up that we're taking this out. I hope you don't think there's anything.
No, it's nice to see that someone's got a head on the shoulders thinking ahead.
That's fine. We don't all have that halfling bravery.
Full of a took.
Okay, well.
And again, following on with the kind of cavalier, heartless mindset, if she is harboring an evil, I will crush her like a melon. It'll have to be done.
And we've seen her do that before.
Look, I
Yeah.
like Namari. I do. I think she's nice, fun. She tried to eat me
Sometimes I can
once.
still hear her voice.
Tried to eat me once. That kind of bond doesn't just go away, but I will fucking destroy her if we have to.
Well, we should start by seeing what the situation is up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe there's still an eye out there.
Hey, that would be terrible, wouldn't it?
I mean,
I'm gonna start going upstairs.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you go upstairs, it's not long before you feel sunlight. As you look up and you see that this broken tower, the sun, the mid-morning sun shines through the tower and catches you. It's warm. It's peaceful up here. You hear bird song.
Seems fine to me.
Sun, no eye.
Birds.
It is a sun. Hurts to look at.
Does anyone wonder
Pelor
what
is down.
here on whether or not the old guy is still out there?
No. He's gone. For sure, he's gone.
Who's that?
The old
the
guy.
guy at the gates.
I guess we'll find out.
A gold says he's still there.
I'll take that. I say it's gone.
Shake on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Well, let's go see.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you make your way back through the city. It's completely quiet now. No bells, no eyes, no deformed figures. Nothing. Just pure bleached white stone. But it's louder here now as the birds are singing once more and a couple fly overhead.
Well, and it looks like we've just got ourselves a city as well. Let's go.
We're doing the rounds. So
That's
we've got,
one underground, one overground.
yeah. So we've got the dwarves covered, elves covered. Who next? Get some humans.
Hey, how long were we in there?
I don't know.
It was early morning when you went in. It's mid-morning now.
I mean, seems normal. Yeah.
I think as far as curse breaking goes, we're getting pretty good at that.
Ah.
I kind of pat.
Oh,
her.
We'll say we're good at it if people ask us.
Just like we're really good at reconnaissance, yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, look, we did some reconnaissance and look what happened. And I'm like, jostle Namari.
As far as I'm concerned, this town isn't cursed anymore. We did pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's go. Throw her in
Okay.
the cart. She weighs a ton.
So you're making your way back through the city? Completely?
yeah.
Okay. And as you get close to the entrance, and you can see there is the figure, Atrophius, that you saw when you came in, is sat where it was before.
I give a gold to Tristan.
I happily take it. Well, we came back. How many come back?
You see the figure looks around, sees Namari. What happened?
A whole bunch of things.
She was
Yes,
a
anyone
fucking
there?
idiot, is what happened.
Let me see. Let me see.
I lay her down on the ground.
My God, what? Did she touch something?
Yeah. Yeah, she did.
How would you know that it was something to touch?
Yeah, implying you knew there was some sort of risk involved in
Yeah.
touching things.
I thought this. It could have been something else. I did not know. I could not go in there. She is dying. You must save her. She is contained somewhere. And if you do not act, that spirit will be lost where she is forever, and it is not her time yet. You must find the orrery of worlds. With that, you can restore her spirit to her body.
The what of the what?
The
Yeah.
orrery of worlds, an ancient device constructed by the elves long ago. There is an old elf by the name of Riferon who lives in Pinevale, a town not far from here. He knows the location. He will help you more.
How do you know about this?
Yeah, that sounds like an awful big deal for a person just stood warning travelers to know about.
I can heal the pain her physical body is suffering, but I cannot heal the mind.
Right, well, will you take us to this elf?
No,
Or-
I cannot leave here. This is my duty.
I can take us to him.
Okay, well, I guess we'd better get there quick then. Is there nothing else you can tell us? Like, you seem to know a lot more than we do.
I cannot interfere.
Why?
Insight.
Sure, you can insight.
Ah, that's a natural one.
Ooh.
Not sure. Hard to read.
Not being able to interfere implies that you have rules, you were given instructions. Who gave those instructions and what were they?
May I heal your friend? Her body is experiencing a lot of pain. I can slow down the process so you have longer.
Yes.
Right
Yeah,
now,
I mean, if you're being honest and if that's genuinely something you can do, then great. If not, I will incinerate you.
right now, the sigil is the only thing holding it back. I can strengthen it.
Then by all means.
Please lay her down. Lay her down on the floor.
Just down.
Step back for a moment. As he steps forward, he goes down onto his knees and puts his hand out and across Namari. And you see, as his hands begin to glow, for a moment, a larger form appears around his, seeming to shimmer into existence for a moment. Great white wings from the back of this blue-skinned creature before it flickers back into normality. Just for a moment, you see that. And as the light fades, she is safe from bodily harm. But if that tattoo reaches her heart, her body will simply be that, and her spirit will be gone.
How long?
A week at most.
How far away is Pine Vale, Rowan?
A day at best. In the back of our horses, and I'll work them, and we'll go through the night. We'll get there within a day.
Well, let's get moving then.
Yeah.
I am sorry. I cannot help you more.
You didn't answer my question. Who gave you those instructions?
I cannot answer your question, for there is no answer.
It's a good thing there's more pressing matters. Right, let's get her somewhere where we can actually take care of her then.
Mm-hmm. I'll pick her back up and put her up into the back of the cart.
And as you go to leave, the man grabs your hand for a moment again.
Mm.
Long ago, the ancestors of your kind in this area did a great, great evil that they did not know. And you have just ended it. Save your friends so you may end it with a happy ending.
Tell me, do you know what happens to someone who has had part of their fate taken from them?
There will come a time in your life, in their life, where something that should go right will go wrong.
Guessing it's not going to be like eat shit while going up the stairs at the tavern.
Who knows? Only the lady in the white mask, for sure.
Huh. I just look at him again to be like, I know you're more than what you say you are. Thank you.
No. Thank you. Now go. Save your friend.
I help him into the back of the cart.
Okay. So, where to?
Straight to
like Pineville.
Pineville.
I will.
Immediately straight to Pineville.
Okay.
Sticking to roads so that there's no incident over land.
Okay.
Or over the forests and stuff.
Yes, yeah. All right. And as you urge the horses into action, they set off. The cart lurches for a moment. And as it does, Gun, you hear a sound like of air flowing into a space. And as you look back, a pile of feathers flutters down to the ground. And the man is gone.
Yep.
All right. I would like you to make an animal handling check for me, please, Ronan.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, that's going to be... it's the only wisdom I'm not proficient in. 22.
Oh, no. Only
Oh.
Well, I was expecting it to be like 25.
Oh, really? Oh, no. As you grab the reins, you urge the horses into action, and you keep them under control as you prepare to push them. And as you ride through the night, I would like everyone that's conscious to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, Jesus, that's like a million.
17.
Ditto.
25.
18.
What did you get? Sorry, just
17.
okay. So you all managed to push through the night without suffering any exhaustion, though you are all incredibly tired by the morning, and Ronan, home beckons on the horizon.
Can I have slept, actually?
You want to sleep?
Yeah.
Okay. How heavy does Tilly sleep, and how quickly does she get to sleep?
I don't know, but I've slept on this carriage. Well, not this carriage, but I slept on the last carriage we had during a long journey.
True, but did you sleep during a long journey where you were going at gallop?
Yes, because we were chasing Rowan and Amira.
Yeah,
That's true.
we were in disguise.
That is true. You can sleep.
You have the ability to sleep.
Tilly's one of those people that
Historically-
sleeps standing up in the shower. Just
And can
Sleep
sleep on
anywhere.
the tube and wake up for her stop. Yeah. So, home is on the horizon.
Okay, so what time roughly will we be reaching?
It would be late afternoon. The sun is behind you, casting a red glow across the landscape.
I'll just keep pushing and pushing until we get into Pineville proper. Just completely, like bypassing everywhere.
Okay. So, as you push in towards Pineville, there is something wrong as you get close. There's no one working the fields, and they're all fallow. And as you look forward into the village proper, into the town, you see only the blackened remains of long burnt out buildings. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
We're gonna need that full week, huh?
Well,
Sorry, Rowan.
By the way, if anyone draws a dick on my forehead while I'm out, I will come for you.
I mean, markers don't exist yet, so
Prestidigitation does.
It does indeed.
yeah, clear Tristan.
Charcoal exists, and there's a whole lot of it there right now.
Hey, tattoos are a thing.
Yeah, I have 2. All because of curses.
Hmm.
Isn't there the other? Yeah, there's the other
You
thing.
have
Yeah,
one because of a curse. The other one isn't because of curse. You
Well,
got
it's a
one
curse.
voluntarily.
Yeah. What was the other one again?
You have a scar on your finger from the first curse where the blood entered your finger underneath the fingernail.
Yeah, but
Ah.
then from the saving, wasn't there a mark left? Oh, the hair. The hair.
Blue strand of hair.
Yeah. I got that confused with Nis.
Yeah.
But. Well, that was fun.
Hmm.
I'm cursed again.
Yeah,
I'm collecting them all.
you are. So, unfortunately, our favorite warlock is not going to be here for a few weeks. So the rest of the party is going to have to save her without her.
Sorry.
So, yeah.
But it's nice to see you care.
You don't want me to save you because you'll go wrong, probably.
Yeah. No, I've got I'm a tour guide in Edinburgh and the Fringe is starting and I will lose my bloody mind. So
Yeah, bloody mine.
I get more Scottish when I talk about the Fringe.
Yeah, I think
I mean,
everyone in Edinburgh does. Lydia will not be with us for a good few sessions.
Yeah,
Till the end of September.
probably.
There's a lot's going to happen in a week. Unless you can find some way to extend the time Amari has.
Say please.
I'm sure there's angels lurking around everywhere.
Perhaps there is. Perhaps they are everywhere you look.
Just put her in a box. She becomes shredding as Namari, and as long as we don't look in the box, she's absolutely fine.
Yeah,
You
that's
open the box in a month and it's like, oh god.
Oh no!
The funny thing is that my other warlock has a cat goddess as a great old one, so don't cross the streams. No, this is getting weird.
But yeah, that was really fun, guys. I hope you all enjoyed that.
Mm.
Spooky.
No, you not enjoy that? No.
No, it was terrible. How dare you? It was very
I don't understand. I'll have to look for the problems.
Were you trying to make an eye pun?
Blink and you'll miss it.
Hmm.
All right, well, everyone, thank you very much for watching.
We'll see you again next time.
Yeah, we will see you guys again next week at the same time. We have the 4 of our party members that remain, and they will try and save their friend.
Emphasis on try.
Hey, she's a friend.
Hey.
I was going to
I
say
said-
emphasis on succeed.
She did try to eat us.
She tried to eat me once. That's friendship.
Yeah,
Proper
yeah.
friendship.
No,
You were ready to kill to bury a body for and
Okay.
with me.
When she was trying to eat you, that was funny. When she was trying to eat me, that's a legitimate threat to my existence.
Look,
You would
nothing,
have been all sinewy anyway.
nothing
Hey.
saves friendship like saying you'll kill them if they harbor an ancient evil.
Look, if I
I
harbored an ancient
think
evil,
that's
I
fair.
want any one of these guys to kill me. It's the
We
nicest
can't
thing
kill
to
you.
do.
True,
And I
but you're not
would.
as morally grey as
I
Namari.
would, depending on whether the ancient evil had anything better to offer.
The greater good.
Greater good.
Great, good. Right,
But-
because we're just devolving now into
In-
nonsense.
Yeah.
In the end, this too shall pass. So we will see you guys next week, 8 p.m. Monday, as usual, for more Talavir. Talavir?
No,
Kureon.
Kureon.
Adventures
Tell us the old
Tale.
one.
Talavir.
Sorry, I did mention this. We
Yeah,
don't-
That's what got me on it. See you guys next week.
Ta-ra.